Good morning. I'm here to give you an update on the FBI's investigation of Secretary Clinton. What I want to do is tell you what we're recommending. But first, let me tell you what we found. 110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it make?
8 of those chains are top secret, 36 of those chains secret, and 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
Everything I did was admitted. There was no law, no regulation.
Secretary Clinton should have known that an unclassified system was no place for that conversation.
I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email.
None of these emails should have been on any kind of unclassified system, not even Gmail.
But first of all, nothing was marked classified.
To the contrary,
Nothing was marked classified.
there is evidence of a
Nothing was
tremendous
marked.
amount.
Nothing was marked classified.
Now let me tell you what we found.
Oh my God.
110 emails.
It was not the best choice.
52 email chains
It was a mistake.
have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it
8
make?
of those chains are top
It wasn't
secret.
the best choice.
36 of those chains
I said it was a mistake.
and 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it
With
make?
respect to our recommendation, this is going to be an unusual statement in at least a couple of ways. Although there is evidence, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. What difference at this point does it make? 110 emails.
It wasn't the best choice.
52 email chains
I made a mistake.
have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it
8
make?
of those chains are
It
top
was not a
secret.
good choice.
36 of those chains
I said it was a mistake.
and 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
Political correctness is a manifestation of lack of fucking self-esteem because you're all cunts. Because you cunts all want everybody to love you. I don't want anybody to love me. I don't want anybody to even fucking like me. Do you think Donald Trump gives a shit what you think of him? Do you think Steve Jobs, when he was alive, gave a shit? Do you think Mark Zuckerberg gives a shit? Political correctness is a manifestation of lack of fucking self-esteem because you're all cunts.
Honey, someone's going to the house. Someone's going to the house. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Who are you call the pops? I'm gonna call the pops.
We're recording you.
No. It's okay. I'm just your neighbor. Coming by to say howdy.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, we're not used to people stopping by to say howdy without assaulting us first, robbing us, or defecating on our lawn.
Sometimes all three.
The trifecta. We're from Los Angeles.
Just moved to Texas.
I figured.
Oh, the California plates?
Well, yeah, and the masks. Inside your own house. No one else around. 2022.
We just want to be extra safe.
We feel naked without masks.
We'll probably wear them for the rest of our lives.
We'll be buried in them.
Okay. Well, you seem like a lovely couple. Like I said, I just wanted to drop by and welcome you to the neighborhood.
Why? Do you want something?
Oh, no. They're, I think he's being friendly. People around here are friendly, like we've seen in the movies, right?
I thought that was just make-believe, like superheroes or families that go to church.
No, that's a myth. This is real life.
So, I live in that house over yonder. Name's Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. I'm Tiffany. She, her.
And I'm Steve, he, him.
What are your pronouns?
I don't believe in pronouns. I think they're reductive. In fact, just your asking about it is a microaggression.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. I'm just messing with you. I like all pronouns. My favorite is you.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Exactly. So, if you need anything, just holler. My wife and I'd be happy to help.
Baby, he has a gun.
I'm calling the cops.
I'm recording you.
No.
Recording
It's
you.
okay.
All right, has anyone noticed this trend among some of our government experts lately? It starts off with them telling you a thing. If you question the thing, you will be mocked, ridiculed, and potentially censored. It then turns out later that the thing that they told you wasn't quite as true as they promised you it would be. And when you point this out, they revert to telling you that, well, they never told you the thing that they told you. And then when you show them incontrovertible proof that they did in fact tell you the thing that they told you, they just suggest that you should be mocked, ridiculed, and potentially censored. I can't imagine why we don't trust these guys.
Hey, y'all. We got Bonnie up. She got a little stage fright, so you're going to have to coax talking to her.
A little bit.
Jeep.
Hey, Andy, Tom, Anna. There's a few people awake still.
Yeah, there's a bunch out there that ain't talking.
Garrett,
Hey, Garrett.
exploring every path. Is that who you meant when you said Jeep?
Yeah.
No, it is. Jake. Oh,
How long has it been since you've been on a show? Last time you come up on mine, whenever,
Yeah. Yeah,
about a month.
I think the last live I did was December the 9th, maybe. I don't know. It's been a long time.
It's just like falling off a bike. You know what it feels like.
Right. Well, it's really not just like riding a bike. I have always been nervous. Every time I start to go live, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I hope I don't say something stupid. I hope I know what to say.
All
It's
for the
just,
kingdom, hey. It's I don't like being up there by myself. I don't see how a lot of them do it. I wander too much, and really nobody says a whole lot in the chat.
yeah. Well, I can always find something to talk about. I like to talk. And if nothing else, pray.
Let's see if this works. Let me tell Carl. I don't know if Carl's out there or not. Normally, if he is, he'd be up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think my voice sounds a little different. I don't know if it does or not, but it feels like it does.
You're a little bit mellow, creepy like that.
Mellow. Yeah, it's like there's still a strain on my throat, sorta. I don't even know how to explain that, but
Warm tea.
it's a weird deal.
Yeah, Garrett, I missed all that. And all today they had stuff for Sean that I didn't know it happened. Last count I had, I think, was when I was on live with Rage, and people were sending messages and he was texting, and I got kind of lost over the weekend. I didn't see none of it until a few minutes ago.
Yeah. He'll be missed.
Makes you feel bad you don't pay attention. That's like,
Yeah. Well, we have a pretty good sized community too, and sometimes it's hard to keep up with every single body, but word gets around pretty quick, and
Yeah, Garrett, right there, right now, I can hearing him say something. He be like, "My name's Sean with an H, not Sean or Cian or however he cut it."
And I thought because he was in Canada that it was SEAN.
He would jokingly spell it out for people.
Yeah, I was watching someone when I said, "Oh, oops."
Shane.
No, Sean. Hey, Carl.
It's Carl. Set all for his kingdom.
I heard it got bad in Michigan.
Been bad everywhere up there, everywhere between here and there. Yeah, my tomato plants got killed out. We had a power outage here, Bonnie, for 6 or 7 hours. What, Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Lights out and freeze come through, and all the stuff that I had, my little tinted up greenhouse stuff around my tomato plants that I was still picking, they all got pounded.
Dang it. Huh.
I think that was on purpose, part of their stuff. But
Well, I didn't have much out, but my tomatoes and peppers, I let them just run out and then let them go. And then I brought in my pineapples and my tree. And the rest of it can just wait. We're on the ball trying to get to mom's again.
yeah, did they ever you ever hear any more about that? With
It's been a roller coaster. Yeah. I mean, that last trip to the hospital, I thought that was it. And she just popped right out of it. She's my miracle.
She come out wanting to go to Six Flags.
Yes, she's driving all over the place. She just, and so she's like, "How come you haven't moved out here yet?" And I said, "Well, Mama, I wasn't real sure what was going on."
Hey, Jerry.
Yes, all for his kingdom.
Press Carl and that up there yet.
I don't know, Carl if he's having bad connection or normally Carl comes up. Link's out there, Carl. I guess you got it from the email too. So.
Not Jerry Lee.
Good night, Jerry, if you're leaving.
Yes, he said.
Love y'all, night y'all, night all y'all, hate y'all.
All y'all. Y'all.
I had to laugh. Somebody sent me a thing, their pronoun is y'all, and I'm like, yeah, that's mine too.
Yep. Unless it's a really big party, then it's all y'all.
Yeah. All y'all and mom and them.
Oh no. Sorry to hear that, Anna.
Is it froze up?
I don't know what they're doing if it's 70 homes on one pump house. Could be the pump freezing that, I guess.
Yeah, my youngest pissed off 2 days in a row. He wanted to get ice up here. They got one of them little ice buildings over here. You get a bag for $1.
Yeah.
and it's good water, but or good ice, and it's 2 days and it ain't been working since out of ice. He goes, how does an ice maker be out of ice? And I'm like, well, maybe the water line froze, or maybe it's froze all inside. Maybe it's not set up for this kind of temperature and it just froze solid. Who knows?
Yeah. Is it still cold there?
Yeah, it's in the 30s. Let's see. It says, I think 33, 32.
We're at 41, and each day it's getting warmer to where, like, I think Saturday or Sunday, it's going to be the high 70 something, the low 50 something. I'm like, here we are, back to spring.
Yeah, hell, it's showing here to Wednesday to be 68 and 60 is a low, and then Thursday 68, 59. Friday
Yeah.
69, 52, then 70, 53 Saturday, and Sunday
Yeah.
72, 62, and then it goes up Monday to 73, 50, and then still 60s next week. If that don't tell you they're playing weather management, nothing will.
It's crazy.
Hey, Lauren.
Hi, Lauren.
But I know they got CERN fired up and they got Hart fired up. And today I know they did something weird because I was real pissy this morning. I had a bad headache.
Oops, fine.
Huh?
None of that stuff's bothered me yet.
Huh. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Garrett, I wouldn't doubt any of it. They're hokey pokey and everybody. And
Yep.
and screaming about global warming, and global warming doesn't cause freezing.
Yeah, I was reading an article today. They were all mad about another 3 buses, I think, went to DC. And they were saying, now how cruel is it to put them out in these temperatures? Well, their temperatures is the same as our temperatures right now. So tell me the difference here.
Yeah.
Hey, D-Dog.
They chose to walk this way.
Yep.
Dog's gonna go outside.
What's up, D-Dog? Man, come here, bud. Bonnie, talk to them for a second. Hey, Mr. Bean. I'm going to go grab some tea or some water or something real quick. I'm getting hoarse.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Oh, I think we'll get a summer, but it's just not summertime right now. Oh, who knows? That's months away. No telling what they're going to throw at us. But we're tough, Garrett. We got this. It might be. I don't know. I'm getting prepared for anything. Get me one of those My Buddy. I think it's called My Buddy. Mr. Buddy, My Buddy heaters. I've already got the solar fans, battery operated fans, anything for if it's hot and no power. Trying to figure out how to do a windmill. out there at my mama's so that we can use it if we need to. Betty Hughes. Yeah. Well, I haven't been outside much in the cold, but I don't handle cold weather very well. So I bundle up pretty thick if I'm going outside and it's cold.
How cold did you end up getting through all that? We got it where it showed it was like -5. Felt like
It was negative something. I know I saw I keep thinking 3 degrees. I just stayed in the house and I kept the water dripping on all the faucets and just to make sure the pipes didn't freeze. And our power never did. They didn't do any rolling blackouts or anything here. I was kind of surprised.
yeah, we had one for 7 hours here at even the power company. Normally lets you know that they got an issue. They didn't even let us know. It went out at like 5 o'clock in the evening and come on at midnight.
Wow.
We did get notification from the internet Comcast saying that the power outage caused a disturbance where the internet's not working.
Well, and we had gotten a letter. Well, it was back in the summer, telling us to start conserving energy, and because they thought that we were going to have the blackouts during the summer. It seems like it went off a couple of times, but not for very long. My internet, that was weird because I never have any problems with my internet. And there was a few times where it would just shut off, just shut down completely. For a day or two.
Yeah, the busing thing too, and them sending them off somewhere. Yeah, it's kind of shitty, but the ones that are wanting this to go on, if they're down here, they end up shipping them off to other places where it's an opportune to them to put them where they want. So only thing that makes sense that I sort of agree with is here, you want to bring them, let them through the gate, and here, you deal with them where you're sitting. That's the only point that I can see about them busing everything like that, because all them ones sitting in D.C. want them here, then all them ones sitting in D.C. should deal with them there.
That's it. Those are sanctuary cities. That's what they claim to be. That's a sanctuary city is for whatever they want to call them, misplaced people or whatever. Hey, Victor.
Hey, Victor. Yeah, because basically they're getting first-class plane tickets and getting put up in first-class accommodations wherever they're sending them. And
motels.
Yeah. This way is okay. See that house right there? That's where Heels Up lives. Go knock on her door.
Well, I think that's about where they dropped them off this last time, Christmas Eve or whenever it was. And that's what they were saying, that they weren't dressed for the weather or anything. And well, why do they think Texas has every resource for these millions of people coming through? We don't.
Hey, Stan. Hey, Black. Yeah, when they left here, they're the same temperatures as they were up there. So
Yes.
we probably got 100,000 of them here that we're dealing with already. So here, they want them here. Let them take them home.
That stands alone. Black serendipity.
They're leading them here. That I think they ought to adopt them.
I still wish I could figure out the true purpose for this, because I think that we're being hoodwinked.
I can tell you, but I can't tell you out loud on here.
No.
I can say, I don't know if you get it, you might. Racial degradation.
Wow. Oh, Lauren, I agree with that. Need to send it back where to go.
You take blue paint, you take yellow paint, mix it together, and you come up with another.
Yeah.
But that's on every country that's. And I don't understand it. They want to make everything about color. Then they're the ones causing it, and then all the others are looking at it from the other aspect, like it's us, and it's like the ones that are okay and don't give a shit are the ones getting their face rubbed in the mud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My wife's cousin lives in Pennsylvania, and he needed to go out and get dog food. He said he's just about out, and he spent Christmas Eve and the day before Friday watching. Even the ice truck and plow truck couldn't go up the hill to get out of his neighborhood. He come down through there, but he had hell getting it out. He had to go backwards and have the salt and sand or whatever spraying it out before he could go up backwards, and it still gave him hell. And he's like, I guess I'll wait till Monday. He goes, I can make it last. If I got to, I'll make the dogs a roast.
Dang. Lucky dogs. Yeah, I always cook for mine.
I've thought about these. A lot of these people buy turkeys and overage of turkeys and stuff when they, like, probably today, they probably have Walmart and other places. What they didn't sell because they're loaded down with them, they'll sell for a little bit of nothing. And
yeah.
This guy fish and plays with fish. And he takes turkey and fish and makes it together by carrots and other stuff. And he'd make up big 1 gallon bags of food that he fed his dog.
Yep. Green beans are real good for them.
He said he can make that cheaper. He can make 50 pounds of dog food cheaper that way than if he bought it at the store.
Yeah.
And it's better.
Yep. And once I saw the ingredients in the dog food and then started cooking it, it is a whole lot cheaper to make it than.
And it's better for your dogs.
Yep.
I think that's why they go nuts when I make them homemade dog food.
Better for the teeth.
The bad thing is he's a delivery truck driver. I forget what it was he delivered. And he just recently, I don't know if he retired or what, but he said it's extremely bad and everything was like drizzle, rain, sleet, and then it super froze. And he said, if you hear me say the roads are bad, they're bad because normally I drive the winters up here all the time on unplowed, unmaintained roads to get all this stuff out when I go out. And he's like, you can't get out there on it.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of pileups and emergency vehicles not even being able to move. It sounds like it's been pretty bad this past week.
Yeah, I got some coyotes Carl, out there. You got protection, and I don't mean a condom. Hey, Ridge Runner.
Hey, Ridge Runner.
Speaking of Carl, I got a joke for you. Guy goes out with a girl, and she invites him in for a cup of coffee or a drink, and she asks him to be excused a minute. She's going to go get out of her dress and get comfortable. He comes down the stairs and about halfway and hollers to him to come upstairs, ask him if he had protection, and he's like, "Protection from what? What'd you see up there?"
Oh my goodness.
Tom says one of them dad jokes.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today. I want to try and do the hides from the deer this year.
What, the hide?
Yeah.
Did you guys get some deer this year?
Not yet. But coming soon.
I saw one earlier. I didn't see it on the way when I took Wyatt to his dialysis on the way home this morning, but I seen it on the side of the road on the way back. So sometime in that four-hour period, one got hit on the highway. I started to get it, but it was in the median on the inside. If it would have still been warm, but I was like, I'm not going to get killed over a deer. Any other time I'd have stopped and checked it. If it was still warm, then I got no opposition to roadkill. It's better to get it than it being out there and attract other things to get killed. Plus, it's a waste of meat.
Yeah.
And even if it had been out there 2 or 3 hours with this cold, when it was in the 30s, it's like it ain't going to be hurt. But I'm not going to get out on the inside lane out there by the median and try to muscle that deer into the truck and take a chance of getting run over. So.
Yeah.
Just weren't a hillbilly enough.
You see Carl's video?
Huh?
You see Carl's video when it was all windy and...
Yeah. Sound like had Santa Claus running around the outside of the tent, the stuff jingling and dinging.
Right.
He said it's so well made with its strapping and stuff that's on it that wind wasn't nothing.
Yeah, 25 years so far or something. That is amazing.
Anybody else out there feels brave, the link's out if you want to come up. Wow, during the snowstorm today, every 5 minutes I heard a wreck here, wreck there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I remember when we were here in Shreveport, it gets that bad when it ices and snows and sleets and whatever, and these people, which I know how to drive in it, but I still barely go. I'll go the speed limit. I'll drive faster if the roads are dry, but I watch bridges. But this one, that snow and ice is all stuck to the road, and these people come flying by you. Next thing, they hit a bridge, and it was like, yeah, it's like full-grown pinball machine. These people, guardrail, side of the bridge, across the middle, bounce, spin.
Yeah.
It's like the Darwin Awards on ice.
That's what I was seeing. I think they were hitting blackness. That's what scares me because you can't see it.
Oh, it sort of looks like a wet spot sometimes. Sometimes you can't even see that. If it's on asphalt, you don't even see it.
Yep.
Ridge Runner.
I don't think Santa Claus is going to come dancing around here. Yeah.
Hey, everybody out there that ain't saying nothing. Much love. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Garrett, they got to prove that they're stupid. They just don't want you to think they are.
Well, I guess a couple of my girls are in that category.
Oh, sometimes you have to. Like Vicky's cousin up there, and he's used to it, and he's like, yeah, I can wait to go get this dog food.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Finding people froze to death in their cars.
That's stuff going on, but
Are they running out of gas or?
people living in their cars.
Hmm.
It's sad. A lot of these people build these homeless camps, and I guess they got pretty good tent making skills because they're all right, but that's why I want to get a damn wood burning stove. I just got to run into the opportunity or find one cheap enough. I want to put one in the house because they pull that shit like last year. At least I'm figuring power that time, but even your natural gas has to have a certain amount of positive pressure to carry it. If the power's out in an area big enough, long enough, natural gas goes away. There'll be a lot of people won't even have that to heat with stoves or the little area heaters, which I got some propane, but I've told the propane tanks, even the big grill size ones, don't last that long.
Mm-mm. Amen. Tennessee Ridge Runner. Well, stuff I've learned on YouTube in this community. If you can, carry a cardboard box, tarp, candles in your car. If you get stuck like that, you can wrap that box with that tarp, get in it, those candles, and that's going to keep you warm.
Amen, and thank you, Ridge Runner. That's good, Lauren. I wish I could find them, but everybody's so proud of them around here.
That and old newspapers and stuff like the old homes used to do. Keep you insulated.
Yep.
I keep forgetting to grab Crisco and to make Crisco candles. Them will work. Hell, take a bunch of blankets and this is like the size of this back room and just plastic and put blankets over the windows, or if you got to, tent half of it off and
yeah,
get some of those heaters.
It's during the summer. I got the terracotta pots for the candle heater. If I needed to do that. And
I watched for some people, Bonnie said you can take the big ones and set it over a Crisco heater. Only thing I'd worry about the Crisco heater doing that, if you got the can hot enough, it melts everything over and the can will fall over and put it out.
yeah. No. I mean, if I was to do that inside, I'd have paving stones outside, those round ones, and I would put it on that. I would have something underneath it to make sure that it couldn't start a fire. All my family is all, just make sure you crack the windows and open the doors. And I said, well, that's kind of defeating the purpose. And it doesn't take that much oxygen to.
No. Even new houses aren't airtight.
Yeah.
You want to see how airtight everything is, make sure there's nothing else on, light a candle in a room and watch the flame flicker, which way it moves. That'll tell you which way the draft moves.
Black, we're the only ones up here, huh?
Yeah, Carl, anything bad about a blanket fort with me involved in it had to be a story or a blanket castle.
Hey, Josh. Hope
Hey,
you had
Josh.
a good Christmas. I haven't been seeing him anywhere. Of course, I haven't been all over the place, but somewhat.
Here comes the train for everybody.
Yay. What's the one the Christmas movie? The Polar Express. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're losing people. Something happening. We're not interesting enough or something.
We're boring or they're sleepy.
That or we just no telling. It could be haters and we're not saying nothing they get excited about.
Oh, you see what Garrett said? Does Garrett have a ranch? No,
Garrett, you can drop a link.
he don't have a ranch. Neither does Carl. Goodness, you just don't have many mods. Anna. Tennessee Ridge Runner.
There's a few. I went and wiped a bunch out because I had some issues one night. Shift Kicker was trying to remove words and language because they're hammering people and striking channels out because of chat. And Lisa and her couldn't get rid of them, so everybody just about was mods, and I pulled them out.
Yeah.
That's all against everybody. I had just getting rid of people that weren't mods. I ended up pulling 35 mods off.
Oh my goodness, I bet that did suck the heat out really quick.
probably pissed a lot of people off too.
Which one are still at work?
Okay, well,
Hopefully it's a little warmer up here.
Subbed an alert set for it.
I better do that too.
I had a buddy of mine, he used to do that. He'd go around with a candle in different rooms and set it out, and he'd figure out where stuff was drafting from, and he would either plastic and staple it or tape it or windows, or just depending on what it was doing it. He said you get the majority of them, he said it'll stop pretty soon. It's still not airtight, but this back room I'm in has 9 windows in there. I think the broom was added on in the 30s, and the storm windows on it are probably from the 50s or 60s. I really need to cover them in plastic, because it's sometimes you can feel cold moving in it, but it's just you can feel the cold radiating too. It's the hardest to keep cold and hot.
Yeah. Did you say 9 windows? Did you say 9 windows?
On 2 walls there's 9 windows, 4 on one and 5 on the other.
Oh my goodness.
It's like a sunroom.
Yeah. And well, yeah. I want to add one of those on after we get to my mama's, because I want it to have the
window box benches and stuff.
Yeah, but I want it to have like a glass ceiling, but not glass, because I don't want it to break. Like plexiglass. But I want to be able to see the stars and the moon, and that'll probably be the room I live in.
I took it over to my son, the middle son, when he stayed here with his baby and his girl, his wife, woman, fiance, whatever you want to call her. They stayed back here, and then it became a storage room after he left, and I didn't like where the computer was, and I moved the computer back here in case I wanted to, and then put one of Mom's TVs back here, and there was an extra chair. Next thing, Vicky started hanging back here watching TV, and she could smoke back here, and still got a lot of crap in here, but got a couch, a recliner, a regular chair, my recliner, and I don't know what you call it, one of the chairs you put outside, like a captain chair thing people sit in outside. Become Vicky called it a man cave. She wants a she shed. I said, well, this is your she shed. I'll just move everything out of it. And she just looked at me. What's up, Black White?
Not too much, Chuck. How are you doing?
Hello, Black.
Hi, Bonnie. Good to hear your voice.
Thank you. It's good to be talking to everybody. It's been a while.
Yeah. You got my reply?
I'm not sure if I got your fetus. Girls came home and we got busy eating and talking.
I didn't get me any. I didn't have anything for it. I just dealt with it. Anyway, good to hear your voice. Good to see you back on, Chuck. It's good to see you back on.
Yeah, thanks. Me and Bonnie were backstage talking on her thing, and I said, "You want to start one up?" She said, "I thought about it." And they're like, well, "Let's go ahead and start it." She goes, "No, I got stage fright." She goes, "Yeah." I said, "You coming up?" She said, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, I'll break the stage fright."
Okay, the secret's out. I get stage fright.
Hey, Deb. It's be worried about it. I get that way too.
I did try to throw her a life preserver, but I guess she was too far right at the time. Unlike Chuck, I don't mind making an a-hole out of myself to do butcher. I do it all the time.
Yeah, and I tell all the people all the time I'm shy, and Vicky looks at me like I'm crazy.
That's how most of my telephone conversations end. They're crazy. Wow.
I guess if I try to do that, maybe then I won't worry because I've been there, done that. You've heard the worst, and you've heard the just me.
It's either way, Garrett. If my wife and you, and if you're not, if you want it back, let me know. I'll take it away. That way, people are doing whatever. If you feel like you want to, or whatever, help out. Let me know. I've known you long enough.
Ooh. Were you on a date tonight, Garrett?
Y'all.
Uh-oh.
And my youngest peeking in, being weird.
David Devine's bringing his daughter on more. I don't know if you go over there. She took over the show. She's 16.
Oh my goodness.
First time up on it. I think he was going to do another one, but I haven't seen it. He was down for something too, I think. I'm not spreading rumors. I don't know.
Was that supposed to be Carl Bonnie?
Yeah. Okay, I can't see.
Carl's out on his roof and he's moving his cell phone around to try to get reception. Where's the satellite? Where's the satellite? Are you at home now, Bonnie?
Yes.
Good. There's no place like home.
Yes. No, they didn't even keep me a whole day. They just did the chest x-rays and the CT scan and all the big machines, and I was like, I really don't want to go in there. And he said, well, you don't have to, but I want to know what's going on with your stomach. And I was like, no. Oh, just do it. And then they started unplugging everything, and they said, I guess you're ready to go home. And I said, yes, I am. Please.
Yeah, Lord, enough of that honey and hunter proof whiskey. If you drink enough of it, either it'll help or you just don't care.
I have got to get some whiskey. That, I think, would be the topper. I've been drinking the hot lemonade, and it does help. I mean, changes my voice for a while and helps with everything. But
yeah, my uncle used to take and pour a couple, 3 shots off a pint, and he'd put in like a peppermint stick and a cinnamon stick and some cloves and different stuff, and he'd let it sit there to let peppermint stick melt it down, and he'd shake it up good.
Yeah.
He'd add lemon and honey and all that to it, shake it up, and then he do either little half shots or take swigs out of it. And he said it's good for breaking up coughs, and
Yeah.
it's all give to people. Say drink you a full shot of it and go lay down and you go to sleep.
I could never drink whiskey. Not like that either.
With all that other in it, you can't even really tell. It's kind of like a sweet, weird, pepperminty, cinnamony cough medicine candy kind of thing.
Yeah, I think if it was mixed with stuff and made kind of like my mom used to make a percolator punch. Oh, it was so good. And I think if you just put a little whiskey in that, it would probably do the trick. Because I keep the stuff like taking up on my throat. I don't know. It's weird.
Bay leaf tea, I think, is supposed to be good for you too when you're sick.
Yeah. And we were reading the ingredients of balls, and they have eucalyptus oil. Did you know that? Hey, Firefly Clone. Good to see you.
That's Carl or Garrett.
You know what? That's this whole month. My sleep schedule has been unreal. It's like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning until I get to sleep. And then during the day, I can't stay awake for nothing.
Kind of like we were, back in the summer?
Yeah. Like high school days or something. Or, yeah, when we would be talking till the sun came in.
I'm trying to remember Kelly Rod or whatever. What was that about?
What was what about?
One Garrett's about the Kelly Rodini case. I remember the name and I remember about it, but there's so much other stuff going on. It's kind of like my mind's like, no. Let me see. Then a look.
I don't remember anything about that. Missing Cali girl.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's that 16-year-old girl that come up missing from California at that campground party.
Oh.
Or not California, but maybe it was California. Last seen a rural campground near the border of California, Nevada. The one they found in a car that was supposedly looked over multiple times.
That's horrible. So much of it. But
yeah, I haven't. I'm still thinking into it right after they quit talking about it. After they found her.
missing guy in Austin dead or something. Yeah. And then for a while there, Fort Hood, for some reason, there were guys going missing from Fort Hood, servicemen, and then they would find them off in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if you,
Weird.
huh?
Yeah, the thing with her too, the best they could figure out the last place that girl's car was seen was earlier the day that nobody'd seen her after was right around up the block from where the road come down and like I don't remember if it was a ditch or what there, but it had a small little beach area that they said she could have went from there that away, and there all of them claimed the divers and everything before the other people come in. No, we checked there real good, and that's where they found her right off in there.
Huh.
And then I quit looking into it after that. That's been 2 or 3 weeks, but there's been so much shit going on that I've.
I wonder, Carl.
Let's see what the last updates were on it. It was October 13th, 14th.
Goodness.
Yeah, from when it's on the internet, the last real talk about it was the 14th of October. So over 2 months, and they just let it. I remember, last thing I heard was the parents want people to stay out of it and let them grieve in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking. There's been nothing. 14th of October.
That's been a while. Yeah, there were several of them missing that I kept praying for, but didn't end up good. A little 4-year-old boy and I think there was a 12-year-old girl.
I still can't figure this StreamYard out. Now I'm stuck in settings. How do I get out of this stupid thing?
Should be able to click up in the corner, but
So I used to see the gallery. That was months and months ago, and I think it updated. I don't see who's on channel. I guess I'm too used to doing No, well, I can live with it.
yeah, you're probably hearing that background noise. You're hearing probably the heater running in here. For some reason, my mic picks up the vibrations because we got hardwood floor in here, and it picks up through this little table. Kind of like when I do this. This is the sound the mic stand. It echoes. Look. Y'all hear that? That's me tapping the side of the table.
That was more like Ricky Ricardo than me, but
Bongo drums, yep.
oh, I feel like it's about.
There's a tiny, tiny ceramic heater on the floor, probably 6 feet away from where the table is, and it's picking that fan up on it. Yeah, I know that. See, watch. It stops all that other stuff. It's something between his settings and mine or somebody's. It's jacked up StreamYard shit.
Yeah. That's when I'm live at does that?
It does it with Black White, and it does it with one or two other people. I know I've seen it in other places it happen.
That's
Yeah.
Carl. That's Carl. We give it to Carl. Carl. Go away.
My guys aren't enjoying Carl. I think Josh has a little bit of that trouble too.
That's his narrator and all that.
I think it's y'all's gaming systems or something.
Stupid ass dogs and are barking at each other.
I don't know if you want to go on a bit after this, Chuck. Could talk something, but not much. Not all that dramatic.
Yeah.
So
You been able to have your granddaughter over? I guess. I know.
me,
Yeah.
she hasn't been able to. Her mom wanted me to test before she'd let her come around. But as long as it's been, I think that's kind of ridiculous. So I'm sure I'll see her this weekend. They'll come over to eat.
So did you get some chocolate ice cream with peanut butter in it? You don't need ice cream.
I'll have to look at that board, see what all it's got on it. I've been hungry for ham. I don't know why. Just craving ham. So I'd like a little.
It's very good stuff.
Yeah.
These guys.
Of course, I've been craving a lot of salt. I don't know why salt, but vanilla wafers, pickles, crackers.
Oh,
I had my granddaughter make me a roast and ate all that, and then I had her make me smothered hamburger, ate all that. So now I had to make me a T-bone. I have been just, I mean, I'm going to weigh 50 pounds more when this is over with.
well, you know what you cut back on, that'll do it. Believe me, it did it for me. I quit for 10 months and I went up 60 pounds almost.
Oh, in fact, with the cigarettes?
Yeah.
And that could be it. But I mean, as soon as I got home from the hospital, I was craving food and just started to.
No, the ex said to me, you never quit. You never quit. I went for a physical, and there's a long story to that, but the GP said to me, what have you been doing? I said, working, all this stuff. It took about 20 minutes. She said to me, get on the scale. And she said, you're only 60 pounds more. You know, and all I could think, what did you do? I did nothing. I said, I quit smoking for 10 months. She said, great. I started exercising. You know, what more could I do? You know what, taking care of a house is life. You work to take care of a house, you know, and you're not shoveling snow, you're cutting grass, ditching the fences, you know. So I kind of know, I wish I'd stayed quick and started exercising. But I can't do anything about it. It is what it is. You know, I still didn't get that damn vitamin A. But the adult going to keep it.
It's saying, y'all, I'm doing an IQ test. Ford and found something I probably shouldn't have fooled with. But
What?
doing an IQ test.
Oh, you're doing an IQ test?
Yeah, it popped up me looking for something for y'all, and
So mom's at home, Bonnie? She's at home now?
Yep.
Oh, that's good.
Doing great. They quit sending her physical therapy, and I don't know when the nurse is going to quit going, but I imagine pretty soon, since she's driving over again.
Did she ever get all her stuff she needed for getting around?
Did she get what?
Well, there was, it's been too long. Even I have to try to remember. I think you said a wheelchair or something at one time.
She has a wheelchair, but she doesn't use it. She's not using the walker. She's doing great. She doesn't have any leftover issues from the brain seizures or anything. I mean, she's just a miracle walking around.
Wow, that's the best thing.
Yes.
Best thing.
Yeah.
So what's the disco ball in her living room look like? She's dancing.
It's still hanging there. Did you hear me tell that story?
What I said might be a little long-winded, but that's the whole thing of it. I got some salt and vinegar chips.
Salt and vinegar?
Yeah. You on a hot date, you want to pucker up, just have a bag of these. Ooh. You can actually burn your lips. But they're good.
I have lemons for that, I guess.
Neither do I for hospital, but hey. been on for, Chuck? Not that. It is kind of early morning.
A little over an hour. The hour and 15.
30. Been very slow for the holidays.
Well, I'm learning about tarps in chat. I didn't know there were different, but it makes sense that there are different thicknesses. But I put one up as an overhang on my back deck, and the wind just tore it up, nothing flat.
So what did you get for Christmas?
What did I get for Christmas?
Anybody, everybody.
I got a meat, cheese, and cracker food tray from Wisconsin.
You didn't get your 2 front teeth, Joshua?
Didn't get what?
2 front teeth.
2 front teeth. Well, I still have my front teeth.
You don't know that song? All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth.
Yeah.
God, I'm getting there. Nobody remembers this stuff.
Oh, I remember it, but it's just usually children about 6 or 7 years old that are singing it. Hey, TH2, good to see you. Red Nut Pepper. I know I'm missing people.
See how terrible I was.
You know how when you look at the YouTube, you're just kind of scrolling, and I don't know why it pops up what it does for me, but it pops up people making houses, just all kinds of things. But one of the things that popped up was all these machines and what they could do, and I just sat there staring at it for over an hour. Is that pure boredom? To me, it was really interesting.
Hey, Redneck Prepper. Yeah, Garrett, that was messed up. Spent all that time taking that work that I did the IQ test in half the damn time, and it said I did well, but then it wanted me to pay for the result. We're taking MIT and Mensa tests, so it just depends on how stoned I was, how good I did. Best I ever got was like 155. Really weird abstract thing stuff, shapes.
I watched Guardsman too. Guardsman did a forging steel sword, I guess. That was really interesting. Sat there staring at that for 2 hours. Did you watch it?
Who you talking to me?
Yep.
What was it?
Guardsman, when he was forging the
I guess I missed it.
steel sword.
I've been watching on and off when I catch it, but I guess I missed that.
I really found it interesting. I didn't realize there was such a process.
Yeah, you got to nail it. You got to make sure you dip it for hardening and make it springy. You don't want it brittle, and you don't want it too springy. The harder it is, the better the edge, but the springiness also makes it won't break as easy. But if you don't do anything to it, it'll bend, and then it still won't hold an edge.
Yeah. I don't think I ever got to the actual sword part, but the preparing for it and having to get the fire to a certain temperature and then using that little rod to blow on it. And it was just like, okay, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, Wyatt wanted me to do it a couple years ago, and I never did do it. I did it trying to get a bunch of different files, people taking files and making knives out of them. They make really good knives.
Yeah, my uncle makes homemade knives, but I've never watched him do it. I've just seen them when they're done, and they're really cool. I mean, he's used deer horns and
Damn.
for the handles.
Yeah, they use horn, and if you get a big enough piece, you can scrimshaw it where you carve on it. So, I like a lot of these guys. That BC Blades that you see, he's on my channel. He's got a thing. He makes all kind of knives.
Oh, really? Cool.
Isn't there somebody who was in chat and he has a machine shop and he's making all these knives for his collection? He was doing a Bowie knife and all that. There's some kind of manufacturer and they can go up to $500 and that. He made his own. It's kind of cool.
I'll be right back, y'all.
Okay.
This is where we do a sing along.
Yeah. I can't sing.
No. I can do
No.
that. Sorry?
I like watching how to make anything homemade, scratch. So good things to know, because you never know.
Yeah. I'm good at making myself embarrassed at home, but other than that, can't really manage anything myself. Kind of been a long holiday, I don't know. We're still Worst thing I ever found is the word expectation. I quit them about 30 years ago.
Definitely.
Just let it be what it is. Actually, my God, it was 40 years ago. 40 years.
My only expectation is one of them grandkids walks through the door, they better give me a hug.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good night, Redneck Prepper. Yeah, I went and got some of that shrimp fried rice Wyatt made.
Night, Redneck Prepper.
You been catching up on your rest of week?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to watching soap operas?
No. My TV in my bedroom doesn't work. It has a built-in DVD player. So
Oh, yeah.
I've been going through all my movies.
Oh, that's good. I haven't seen a movie in so long it isn't funny.
I hadn't either. And I was like, now's a good time to just watch movies. Night is the hardest. Between probably about 2 and 6, everybody's sleeping. And so that's when I usually watch a movie.
No, I know, Carl. I'm getting reverb from her on this. I don't know what it is. I have all the cancellation stuff on. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how it slings back. I tried beating myself to check to see if it was affecting any, and it isn't.
Let's see. I got the wrong screen.
It's just my voice.
I don't know what it is. I don't get it in Zoom. I just get a momentary feedback when you start talking, and then it settles down, or reconnect and it goes away. No clue. I still think it's Carl on his phone, but
He's not up here. King Glenn Carl.
I got him going. Don't tell him that. We did that one night, and even Chuck said, "It's Carl." I said, yeah, I can't help the way he talks. It was a long time ago.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, Chuck concluded it. I can't help the way Carl talks. Carl's going to get very upset in a moment and come up here and give us help. I told you, Carl, go build your own computer. Desktop.
Yeah, Bonnie, I don't know if I told you. I think David got mad at me when I dropped all them mods off my channel. I found I was blocked on all of his stuff, even Facebook.
Uh-oh. Willie D. It's me.
Hey, Willie.
Haven't seen him in a while. What are you doing up so late?
trying to figure out where he found all the good people. There's a lot of tension out there in YouTube land.
Yeah, it's what, 2 or 3 o'clock is 2 for us. You guys up north is what, 3?
3:15, I think. 3:15 now. I sleep most of the day away now anyway.
You know, I had to take Wyatt this morning to dialysis, had to be there at 5 o'clock. So I come back and I slept 2 or 3 hours before, and then I came back 2 or 3 hour nap, and then I'm good for now. But I imagine as soon as I sit back and put something on the tube, some kind of nonsense, it'll drone me to sleep.
Yep. After you eat whatever you're eating, that'll do it.
Shrimp fried rice.
Mm.
Could always put Jerry Springer on. That did it for me for an afternoon.
I like watching ID channel murder porn, all that unsolved murder.
I remember watching my mom. She had a entertainment center. We had the 4.3 TV with the back out of it. But she had a spider plant. She got the chair out and watching TV. Oh, but then, well, she watered the TV. So I pulled it out, took it downstairs, got mine. It was identical. Half an hour later, she did the same thing. Blew 2 televisions up, watering a plant.
Yeah, Willie, we all got sick. And started off, my boy got sick. Then we all got damn flu, whatever it was. And things call it what they want, but every year we've been having flu. Everybody gets different things for the past 50 years, I remember. So. Now, I seen a conversation here a few days ago. People were like, it was the number one cause of not breathing anymore. And then somebody else replied, yeah, on the statistics you're looking at, when you take everything else out of the equation, that will be the number one.
We're the cause of people not being able to breathe.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like the way I put that.
You don't have to tell me you're kidding, Runner. I take nothing serious.
I got to put stuff in such a way that you got to talk like a moron so they're like, okay, yeah, that. What did you just say?
What time is it Pacific time? Oh, midnight. Oops, I guess I missed that one. Oh well. It's 3 hours to Pacific, isn't it? You're 2 hours. Oh well.
Yeah, Willie, I don't understand it either, but too much butt hurt. You'd think after the last 2 years people have thicker hide on their ass, but
Either that or a tattoo with this end up. One
yeah.
or the other.
Exit only. Some of them go out and say, I just really want to be dangerous. I'm just going to put all access on my rear end.
Aw. Someone else with a now. Everybody's got owls.
Yeah, Camel's got coyotes and other stuff barking around them. Owls up in the.
Yep.
I remember all that when I'd go deer hunting here in different wildlife, and it's like, maybe I should have hung around the camp a few minutes longer. I don't know why all the different wildlife. All of a sudden, you got to go to the bathroom.
Yep.
You know, my buddy's dad, he goes, "Look, you see why I drink? Make sure I drink 3 or 4 cups of coffee." Like, why? So you can pee all day? He goes, "No, it cleans the other part out too, or you don't have to once you get out there."
Lauren, are you calling Tennessee Ridge Runner a lady?
Somebody go get Ridge Runner going on.
He's sweet. Yeah, I've been listening to this other channel that I don't typically listen to. And no, there is some crazy stuff going on in YouTube, and it's kind of, I get it. It needs to be done, but then at the same time, it's like, well, I'm not real sure about this. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Hey, Cheesecake. Yeah, I'm afraid to have to say anything anybody's channel anymore, but
Hey, San Antonio. She's not very far away.
Josh go to bed? Yes, he did.
you must be pretty close to work, Ridge Runner. Well, it just depends. You've been in here a while, so I guess you at work.
Well, I thought said he had to work another hour. Seems like that was about an hour ago. He did get home pretty quick. Probably slid home.
Like National Lampoon Vacation when he sprayed that stuff on the bottom of that sled and slid down that hill.
Yeah. Wasn't that the new stuff his company came up with or something? So he tried it out.
Space age lubricant or something.
Yeah.
10 minutes out.
"10 minutes from home." Wow.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, Chris. All these poor people who can't sleep.
Deer on Runner, he's got overtime.
Yeah, Vicky went last night at 10 o'clock on Christmas and talking about everybody's supposed to be off for Christmas, and I was like, that don't make no sense. Then they were giving people Saturday off paid, and she's off already, so she wasn't getting paid. And then Christmas Day she had to work, and I was like, they're trying to say, no, that's not Christmas, even though you come in at 10. I'm like,
On Christmas Day.
Yeah.
See, my calendar on my phone tells me 24th, 25th, and 26th. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Christmas something today. And so if you work any of those 3 holidays, that's the holiday and the holiday pay.
Yeah. Even the post office closed today, needed a stamp, and nobody else, stores and stuff don't carry them no more.
Yeah, and here there wasn't anything open. I mean,
I dropped them off this morning, went by Whataburger, and it was closed.
Yeah.
People in there, but they were closed.
We had a couple of gas stations open, but everything else was closed. I don't even know if Dollar General was open. And they're always open. Those poor people don't get a day off.
Huh. Yeah, I like mac and cheese. My son, especially my youngest boy, that's one of his favorite things. He was little, only mac and cheese he liked was the Velveeta little cups, or if his mama made the Kraft, and she put too much milk in it to make it kind of cheesy instead of dry like that. But now he wants homemade, real cheesy, gooey, runny. Not runny, you know, I mean, like so much cheese in it. But
yeah.
It helped 5 years ago. I couldn't get him to touch it. The Dollar General was open here today, but nothing was around here yesterday. Christmas, I figured something would be open. Like, nope. That's where I had to make that brown sugar homemade style.
Yeah.
Tell me, get your food processor out. I got one of the old ones, but I burned that up a few years ago, grinding up deer meat, making hamburgers.
Uh-oh.
Didn't really burn it up, broke the blades off of it.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to make my granddaughter only like the homemade, because those little cups, when I make those for her, it just makes me cringe, because there's something in there. Something that ain't supposed to be in there.
In what?
Those little cups that you just add water and microwave.
Yeah.
Yeah, something's not right there. It's got like a gel texture. Something's not right.
Like the Velveeta cheese itself, it's like, to me, it's fake. Gelled up crap. I'm like, I don't eat that. That's not cheese.
Yeah.
Never really liked that Kraft macaroni, and that was like taste that stuck to the roof of your mouth. It was no matter how much milk you put in, it's always the same.
Well, when I first got married, that's all I knew how to make. French fries and macaroni and cheese out of a box.
So you're away the day they taught home ec then?
I don't know why I didn't learn how to cook in home ec. I may have missed that part.
I remember going in, we kind of split up home ec and shop. The girls and boys would go back and forth. And they said the girls, a lot of times, sometimes the girls would stay in there and then they'd be in their shop class too. But a lot of the girls would just giggle and hang out together and wouldn't cook, wouldn't partake in the sewing or none of that. But they'd ask because, I guess, I don't know.
See, and I remember the boys cooking a banquet for us. But I was doing the sewing and the child care and other stuff. But for some reason, didn't get the cooking part.
I made one of the big collar preacher shirts. It kind of had 3 or 4 buttons down the front, but it had the big toggle buttons. It kind of looked like a pilgrim shirt or preacher shirt. I forget what they called it, but it had the big baggy sleeves. I guess it was a hippie shirt or something. This was held back in the 70s.
Yep.
I remember I had to make that. When I got it done, I put it on the one time. Then Mom made me try it on at home. She wanted to see it, so she had to buy all the material. I put it on for her, and when I was pulling it off, it accidentally tore almost completely in half, me trying to pull it over my head.
I can tell you for a fact, no hippie ever wore a shirt like that. No.
It had the big Elvis collars on it that hang down, and the front had toggle buttons.
I remember seeing those. We were going to go to I think it was a funeral, and my first husband, he comes home, he had borrowed his brother's powder blue suit with the white shirt. I was like, no. Remember those? I guess it was a baby blue. I don't know what you call it. That light blue.
Yeah, I remember Vicky's mom talking about cooking. She's like, well, since my daughter don't like to cook, can you cook? I said, yeah, I can cook. I can build a fire out in the yard and cook. She goes, I want to see that. I challenge you to make a pot roast outside. I'm like, okay, give me a few minutes. I went outside in the rain to build me a little square area that it could sit over a fire but hold a pot up out of some bricks. And I started a fire out there. And
yep.
She ran to the store and come back with carrots, potato, onions, and a pot roast. And I seasoned it up and put it in a pan. Fixed that. Then I made a thing of mashed potatoes to go with it. She couldn't believe that I could cook outside over a fire like that and make a pot roast.
That's cool.
She's like, well, you're hired. She goes, hell, if I was 20, 30 years younger, I'd marry you.
Yeah. Well, that's after I got married. I invited my grandmother and my mother over for supper. And I said, all right, we got to write down every recipe y'all have. And I kept telling them all the dishes that I wanted to know how to make. Vermicelli was one of my favorite. I don't know if you've ever had vermicelli, but my mama used to make it all the time. Loved it.
What do you put on it? I know vermicelli is a noodle, but
yeah, the yellow box with the red letters.
Yeah.
And the sauce is just like, to me, it's like a spaghetti sauce. It just, I don't know.
Was it meat sauce or just straight up just tomato sauce?
Yeah, meat sauce. I always use meat. I gotta have my meat.
Yeah, Vicky don't like it. I remember as a kid, I like, that's one of the things we made in home ec was spaghetti with hot dogs in it instead of hamburger or meatballs.
Oh, really?
Vicky's like, that's disgusting.
I'm like, you don't put spaghetti with hot dogs. No. Maybe baked beans, but that's about it.
That's I don't know, guys. If you guys remember it in home ec in school, one of the things they give is some people got really bad stuff to do. They pick out three things for you to make, and you pick them out 3 things if they could only ingredients they could use besides salt and pepper.
Yeah, wow.
And ours was a can of ragu, a pack of hot dogs, and it was the fettuccine noodle.
Yep.
So we chopped up hot dogs in it. We got bonus. We wanted to add something to it, but we couldn't change any of the main three. So like I fried the hot dogs with an onion and then added some other extra stuff and sweetened it up kind of like a marinara. I thought it tasted good. The beef was like we got the open minded. I think you could do a good one, which is some of the stuff the kids made in there that was like, it's not terrible, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I remember a Puerto Rican friend of mine that they didn't like hamburger meat unless they used it for making like enchiladas or whatever. But their hamburger, what they'd use for like ground meat, was completely different than what we got. Their meat kind of more like chopped up with loose meat instead of ground. But they all liked hot dogs and they thought it was American to make spaghetti with hot dogs in it. I liked it. I ate it open. It didn't bother me. But a lot of my friends is like, they're poor, they can't afford hamburger.
And oh well, if it's true, it's true.
Yeah.
I never. We had to eat whatever was put in front of us, and you didn't complain about nothing. But there wasn't nothing to complain about. My mama and grandma could cook. And it may have been drowning in garlic, but that's what made it good. Oh well. It worked for me.
Yeah, I was kind of raised too. Like the woman of the house, they invited you over for dinner, for like your friend's mom or whatever. It was rude to not go, and also raised that you appreciate it and you act like it's good even if you don't like it.
Yeah,
exactly. That was the hardest part. It didn't even look good, let alone go down good.
Because my mom, if she found out that I acted bad at somebody else's house, I'd get my ass tore up.
Right. Oh, I did. I made enchiladas when I was like 12. I forgot about that. We had Mexican food a lot.
Yeah, well, hell, you're down there. It's like Tex-Mex is one of the biggest things down in.
Yep.
What is it, south of Dallas or south of Waco? But almost everything's Tex-Mex.
San Antonio. Yep.
That's like you're down there and you tell somebody they're supposed to put beans in their chili, they'll think you're crazy.
Mm-hmm. Nope. Anyone who's ever eaten chili at my house, they have beans. Ranch style beans.
Oh, you remember how I was? I made Rabbit upset. I've hurt his feelings. He sent me that case of ranch beans. I thought he did it being an ass. He said he thought I liked them. I felt so bad.
I love ranch style beans.
I don't know what it's in there, and maybe there's too much of it or it stands out. I don't like bush beans either.
Oh, really? That's what I was sitting here thinking today. What kind of beans are pork and beans? Those
They're
are
just
not.
white beans with a tomato sauce, and that they call pork, and there's just a hunk of some kind of.
I know, just that little piece of fat. Just to say there's pork in it.
Yeah.
It does give off a fat though, which are good. Whatever they put in it.
Yeah, I know a lot of people take a fork and mash it all into just nothing and mix it in it. I kind of just left it alone, especially I make baked beans. If somebody gets a bonus plan, if they run into one of them, But I used to put so much bacon in my baked beans, you couldn't find that if you wanted to.
I always pulled it out.
Yeah, down there, you're going to have Heinz, of course, but it was called Clark's Pork and Beans, in a white can with a blue label. But my point is,
I love Ohio.
it was there like forever, and it's off the shelf now. It was forever there. And Heinz, oh God, it's awesome. There's things that were always there, always, until you're in your 20s, 30s, maybe even 40s, and now it's gone.
I don't know if you guys ever saw them before, but I used to think my mom and them bought them, and they're always the best pork and beans, and they were called Showboat was the brand, and they disappeared for a while. I noticed now some stores have them again.
Huh.
I found the weirdest thing lately. It was salt. It was sip salt. They did rock salt. They did table salt. They did everything. But they had, of course, salt. But it was in a cardboard box with a little metal spout. So I had to get salt. Now it's in a jar with a flip top, which you can't pour into a shaker. And it got holes on the other side. But if you shook that, you'd have a plate of salt. And now it's in a can.
Well, they got them here still in the little white cardboard round box, I guess you call it, with a little metal spout.
Yeah.
Always there.
I've seen what you're talking about, that, or you get it in a bag.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous. What are you supposed to do with it? You put the jar over the sink and you try to pour it into it with a tablespoon. It's ridiculous.
Well, then you have to buy a funnel.
Yeah, funnel. That's ridiculous. Now it's in a can. Last one was in a can. That's all they had. Stupid.
You probably got different container laws and stuff up there too than we got here.
Yeah.
I've heard they're really loose on what they allow us to have here. It's almost half the food's poison.
Yes.
Canada's a little stricter. And then you get into Europe, it's like, no, we don't allow that stuff here.
Yeah, but like we have license plate stickers, and once you stick it, that's it. Or they can put something around that metal spout that's clearly broken, But I don't know, they're crazy. Everything from childhood to young adults gone. There's nothing there.
Maybe they're doing that on purpose.
You guys remember from the 60s and 70s the Nestle Quick Strawberry? It was in the powder stuff in the little metal can.
Oh, yes.
I used to love that stuff.
Marshmallow Man. I did too.
Now it's got that stuff that looks like thickened red dye that they put in it, and I'm like, yeah, that can't be good for you.
No. Yeah, I like the Strawberry Quick better than the chocolate.
I forget what brand it was Mom used to get that. She said I didn't want Hershey's chocolate. When she get chocolate milk mix, I like the other kind, and it was some oddball, and I can't remember what it was. You guys might remember it. I think it was something they had with a cartoon.
The strawberry and chocolate was Nestle Quick, they called it.
Yeah, the Nestle. I don't think it was the rabbit that I liked. It was the chocolate. I didn't like the powder because I got into actual Hershey's chocolate that's unsweetened you bake with.
Oh, no.
I thought it was Nestle chocolate. I got a big old tablespoon of it one time. And gagged. When I gagged, I breathed some of it in, and it had me choking forever. And I was like, I see that brown powder as a kid anymore. It's like, you just put that in milk. I'm like, how do you put that in my milk? It ain't red.
That's my kids got into the Crisco thinking it was something good.
It'll break you from that. What'll break you from that strawberry milk, make it like hot chocolate so it's hot. It is putrid.
It's nasty that way.
It was awful.
I can imagine.
Smart fellow.
Oh, God, it's strawberry. That was awful.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I wasn't doing well. My mom made me bad. She did it up. Oh, God, I almost threw it up everything. No.
I remember one of my friends was over there and was going to stay all night. And they were too weird. And what got me, and I decided I wanted to go home when the mama come around, told me the bedtime was in 30 minutes and brought him a warm glass of milk. Want to know if I wanted one. I'm like, for what?
Really?
That helps you sleep. I'm like, no, when I go to bed, mom tells me you got to come back in there that I wish I could lay still and be comfortable. Well, that's abuse. I'm like, I need to get my mom to come get me. This is weird. After that, I called her. She come got me, but I wasn't allowed to stay all night anymore.
I think it's hereditary because my daughter loved my mom and grandma. But you could talk about warm milk. She's like, Grandma trying to get me to drink warm milk. Really?
I've heard people say it helps them sleep. I'm like, so does a double shot of Jack and some Coke. But
I don't think a 5-year-old could say that though, John. I want 2 fingers of Jack Daniels, that will do it. Oh, God.
I think I was one of the ones that mom stuck her pinky in whiskey and put it on my gums when I was teething, and probably if I was colicky or.
Yes. It worked.
My daughter had that bad for 7 months. You know how many cans of corn syrup we went through with those gummies? She's lucky we didn't stick her lips together. That was bad.
I remember something called Coca-Cola syrup mom had in the fridge or the medicine cabinet. I can't remember where it was, but it was about the size of a small bottle of NyQuil, but it was a glass bottle, and it said Coca-Cola, and it had the Coca-Cola label, but it was syrup, and it was for indigestion, colic, heartburn, all that. I remember as a kid getting that, and I thought, like, oh, I remember the first time I remember what it was. It don't taste like Coke.
Huh. I wonder what that was.
I don't know. It was, I guess, the extract that they used to put in that they mixed with the soda water to make Coke or whatever. It was like super sweet, extra super strong root beerish Dr. Pepper tasting stuff. It was nasty. It was so strong tasting. Anybody out there remember that Coca-Cola syrup?
I remember some kind of syrup in a glass jar, or a glass bottle, but I don't remember it saying Coca-Cola. I can't remember what it was called, but it did taste good.
And then what was it? Cod liver oil and.
No.
I'm like, no, I didn't do nothing wrong.
I know.
Have the bar of soap put in my mouth and have that.
My youngest daughter had to drink mineral oil every day.
You always knew the school year was starting because mom brought home a big bottle of castor oil.
Oh.
Ew.
What was that? Black?
That was weird. It was like ticking like a time bomb.
I know.
Certain things I want to forget.
Damn, these up.
Speaking of time bomb, what's up, y'all?
Oh
Wait,
my goodness. How are you doing?
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Hold on. That's my dummy. Good.
Haven't seen
Marshmallow.
you in forever.
Johnny, where you been? Are you good now? Are you better? You better be better.
I'm good now.
Okay, good. I missed you. Chuck, I was trying to read your comment on Tin and I couldn't get to it, but I know she mentioned it about heart and stuff, and I couldn't talk on chat, but I was seeing you. Much love. Black Watch.
I felt it.
Up, Hardhead.
It made me think of Cheech and Chong doing that. You remember the part when Sergeant Danko was talking to him on the radio, and they're like, he's saying his name was Hard Hat, and they're calling him Lard Ass.
Yeah. Go lay down. Oh. It's so wet out. I just had to feed my horses. They probably thought they weren't getting a dinner tonight. I mean, I fed them twice a day, but these minis are high maintenance. You got to feed them like 3 times a day. Pain in the asses.
You can't overfeed them because then they get funny.
They're fat. I overfeed everybody. Everybody gets fat around me. That's just what happens. I can't help it.
You got horses, when they come up to you, they kind of all...
No, they're not that bad. They're young, you know. They're young, so.
You got to run, though, too, so...
I gotta get the boys fixed because the mama's pregnant again, so we're bound to have another little mini here soon. Not really ready.
I saw that.
You can start your own little Yellowstone mini ranch.
No, he's not a good breeder. He's got the laminitis, you know. He's got the bad hooves. So I don't want to, you know. He's a great horse. He's got the greatest personality, and the little one has his personality too. I just hope he doesn't have his feet. You know?
Oh, that's a genetic carryover thing?
It probably could be. I think it can be. I don't know for sure, but you know,
I figured if they were kind of like we are, if something ain't right, like can get you an ingrown toenail and just keep wanting to come back. I thought maybe it was like that with them.
No, it's more complicated than that. But you ever see those pictures of people with hereditary things? Like I seen one where it was like the grandpa was missing one of its fingers, and the great granddaughter was missing the same one. Shit like that. I mean, that shit can happen. So, you know,
yeah.
I mean, that's what I think about with him. It's like, if he had great genes, I had a 100% pure Arabian horse before. And my best friend had a paint Mustang that she got off BLM land. But her baby drowned in the pond on the neighbor's property. Yeah, and we weren't here. We were in San Francisco dealing with some medical issues with her son, and it just sucked. So, you know, it wasn't meant to be, I guess, you know. And then we sold her for $500 to our friends, and they took her to Idaho, but then they brought her back for our daughter when our daughter turned 5 years old. My best friend was so excited to be able to give her that horse, and she was 100% pure Arabian. She looked white, but she was considered a gray mare, you know, because her underskin was gray, you know.
Yeah.
But she was awesome. She was only 14 hands, and I could put any kid on her, and she was dreamy. She was fantastic. She lived to be 32, which is pretty good and old, you know.
Yeah.
Pretty good. But she got into my damn greenhouse where I stream all the time. And I used to have chicken food in there. And the first time she colicked, she survived it. But the second time she didn't. She used to come to all the sunroom doors and open them. Smart horses, man. Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They eat chicken food and get sick from it. I know they're saying like cattle, if they eat certain kinds of clover and stuff like that, will make them sick.
Well, the colic is the corn is like, is pretty unprocessed. It's like millet, it's like for the chicken food. It's like bird
Yeah.
food. And that's not for, and they don't stop. I mean, she was a freaking pig. And so she ate so much, and I felt bad, but there's a lot of things about this property that it just didn't have a lot of like there wasn't a place for firewood, there wasn't a place for garbage, there wasn't a outbuilding for animals. We had to build all that stuff, and it's like, how does somebody live for ranch for 20 years without that shit? I don't know. I can't figure. We did, got to have garbage, firewood, and animal shelter. The Bible says build your barn first, actually, then build your house.
Yeah.
Because you put your garbage and your firewood in your barn too. That's why. So you're all better, Bonnie? Is your whole family all better?
I think so.
Yeah. The girls were sick last time I talked to you, and you got sick, and it's been like 3 weeks or a month or so, right?
It's
been a while.
A good while, yeah.
Is this the first time you felt really good? You're feeling really good, and it's been a couple days you feel good?
Yeah, I've been
relapsed. So, did you get pneumonia?
They said, but I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
I know that voice. It sounds like that little lady on the West Coast.
Oh shit! What's that Canadian dude? Canada.
How you doing, dude?
Well, we're about to flip off into the Cascadian subduction zone, but other than that, I'm great. How are you doing?
All right, I guess, really.
So the same as ever? Same as it ever was.
It was a predictable Christmas, I don't look anything more than what it is.
Yeah. Well, Christmas was yesterday. So
I know that.
And yesterday's gone. That's a song. There's a song there somewhere. I know that song. Who sings that song? And yesterday's gone. You know it too, friend. I knew you'd know it. It's a good cheesy one too, Yesterday's gone. Who sings it, y'all? Come on, chat. You're all sleeping. Wake up.
Where have you been? I haven't seen you anywhere.
I've
been seeing her on Tens.
I've been around. I'm not streaming. I'm taking a break. But yeah, I'm on Tens. I've been invited to be Tens panel guest. So she'll send me the stream, which is cool. Very cool. But I love being Chuck's panel guest too. And Bonnie's panel guest. And Blackwatch doesn't do a stream, so we just have to hook up here, don't we, buddy?
Being on panel.
Yeah. You never know what you're going to get, do you, Bonnie?
Nope.
Which do you today? That chick's a Gemini, isn't she? Yes, I am. Why, yes, I am, everybody.
It's like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get.
Gemini. Okay. So is my mother. Yeah.
They say we have two personalities, but I just don't see it.
Neither does my mother. But everybody else does.
Yeah, that's true. I don't really put much into the astrology, of course, but that
I
you
don't
get that
need
stigma, and who knows how much that stigma sticks with you, or how much of it is actually patterns of births of people that what I mean, like
right.
there could be certainly some commonalities with Leos, since everybody important in my life seems to be a freaking Leo, like my mother and my husband and some best
I'm a
friends I
Leo.
had.
I'm a Leo too.
I love them Leos, man. They're just, I don't know what
Mhm.
it is. They're just strong people. Leos are strong. They are like lions. My husband's like that. My mom is not like that. She must be on the cusp of something else, She's
Is
on
your
the
husband
17th.
is your husband one of them Leos kind of like me that if something offends you or bothers you, it must be your problem because it ain't his?
No, he's a peacemaker. He's not like me and you, Chuck. Yeah, he's different. My husband is a peacemaker, but he will stand up for himself and our family and our business if anyone's trying to fuck us over or take advantage of us. But he'll put up with a lot more than I will
Yeah.
before I'm going to say something. You know what I mean? And then once it's past that point, and he's done, we get done with people because we really try so hard with, every kind of, we've been employers and landlords and stuff like that. And after a while, it's just like, okay, you've had a lot of chances and a lot of grace, but at this point, you're just infecting my family and affecting my family in a way that way too negative, and I'm not going to have that. I'm going to we're going to protect our family, and so
Well,
you have to do that. You have to do that. So
I don't mind putting myself out there to help somebody, but when it gets to the point where it comes back home and hurts home, it's like,
exactly. How's your son doing, by the way?
he's
Treatment 3 times a week or what?
yeah, he's going 3 times a week, and they're still supposed to be coming up with his numbers, and he's got a dietitian working with him, saying that they can get it worked out. They're trying to work it to where he won't have to be on dialysis, trying to get kidney function high enough so with his diet. So
that is awesome.
I'm hoping it'll go through, and I've been on him about a lot of things. You can't have this, you can't have that, and he's like, but he's so much of the stuff that's good that he's used to having he can't have, and
Is it diabetes type of diet? I mean, is that
it's a lot of stuff with proteins and phosphorus, phosphates, and your potassium and all that stuff. If your kidneys aren't working correctly, it overloads them and it'll stay in your blood. And
okay.
you have to work on. One of the good things for your kidneys is baking soda. Like mix it with honey, and if I mix honey, lemon, and that water out of my thing, out where I make my water up. But your kidneys create the stuff, the soda, baking soda, basically. But when they're acting up, they don't produce it. And if you assist by taking it, it's supposed to have a regenerative healing effect that it does on your kidneys. And there's several other foods that do it, like certain fruits, especially purple fruits and vegetables, which we need to get more of them. And a lot of that stuff is hard to find this time of year. But
Well, then I would think, one of the purple vegetables I think is one of probably the best ones he could eat if he could stand it, is a fermented purple cabbage. And I would also suggest, even though we're not doctors or anything, this is purely for entertainment purposes only, but I would certainly look up for him a product called D-Mannose. Research it. I did do a blog on it on my website, hilltopworkshops.com, under health tips, and there's some links to it, and it flushes the kidneys. I didn't think of it before because I don't know what his issues are. You know,
put it
private. Yeah.
Name of it.
Yep. D-Mannose.
I got one. my ear that I get like half, 3/4 here out of it's completely clogged up, and my other ear I can't hear half. So I have issues, some things understanding and hearing, getting it correctly.
And you know what? I'll send you the blog and Facebook Messenger for you that I wrote about it because, excuse me, there's 3 links for the product. And, I think it's like eBay and Amazon and whatever. And it's not very expensive. And
I know
it
beans
works to keep UTIs away, you guys. If you have seniors that struggle with UTIs, it helps flush the kidneys of its bacteria. It's basically some kind of concentrated sugar that is for the. I don't know why it cleans the kidneys. That's all I know about it. I don't know a lot about it. It's been a while since I read the article about it. I've been taking it forever, and I haven't had a UTI ever since I've been on it. And I used to have them chronically. So it's been the greatest find for me because I've been in the ER with those damn UTIs, But I know he's not having UTIs, but he's having kidney stuff. So
yeah. And another issue I didn't realize it, but the sports drinks and Gatorades and all that's bad for you unless you're out really actually busting your ass, sweating all this stuff out. That's bad for you. Cheese and all that stuff affects him. That's one of his no-nos. Cheese, milk products, dairy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole 30.
Any type of beans are bad for him in this point because of the stuff that's in beans, potassium, potatoes. It's weird, the stuff that's there. But like he made shrimp fried.
Potassium. I thought that was what you're talking about.
Yeah, you need a certain amount, but it's one of the things that if your kidneys aren't working right, it doesn't filter it out and it builds up in your blood.
I see.
If he makes it where his kidneys ain't struggling, if he can keep it that way where they start working and the kidneys ain't struggling trying to work with what they got, it'll help.
Yeah. We all probably could use a lifestyle change with our
oh yeah.
food.
Yes.
I mean, and plus they're putting shit in the food. That's me. I'm trying to get in there to drop a link. Sorry. That's me. Here we go. So this your first time on, Bonnie, in a while?
Yeah. Chet went live about a week or so ago. And I came up we were on for a little while. A couple hours.
Oh, yeah? I missed it.
I think when you then there might have been 2 or 3 weeks ago, Bonnie.
Yeah. My time's kind of dragging by. I don't know what day it is.
Yeah, we were all sicker than hell here. It's like one day seemed like a week, then 2 or 3 days seemed like 2 weeks passed.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden a week went by in a day, and it was like, oh God.
Did y'all have a good Christmas?
We didn't even really celebrate none of it. We didn't put a tree up, a decoration. We got our youngest 16-year-old stuff. We got stuff for our grandson that's here. But we didn't exchange nothing. Vicky's like, it don't seem like Christmas. There's 3 of our grandkids we don't see anymore, and we haven't seen in years, and that's bothering Vicky. And our granddaughter, she moved to Florida a couple months ago with her mom, and she's not all the grandbabies, and then everybody being sick, and then Wyatt getting sick. That's all just like it don't feel like Christmas. She was like, and to add on top of how the people act at work, and she sees people in the store that they don't act Christmassy, and she goes, it's all a damn scam to get people to buy shit. There's none of the family and heartfelt stuff involved in it if you don't want to celebrate it.
I feel that. She ain't wrong. But we celebrated and we had a good Christmas anyway. But I feel that too, you know. I mean, we went through the motions, but I think everybody felt kind of nothing's the same for a lot of people. Hi, Shift.
I know. I don't know why that is. I've been actually I was gonna go live last night and just play old Christmas songs, like the good ones. You know.
No shitty ones, people, in case you were wondering. Only the good ones.
Yeah.
But like, oh come let us adore him.
Yeah.
With the meaning, with the real deal. And just talk to everybody because it's been like forever. And but after you haven't done it for a while, you get kind of stage fright, nervous.
Yeah. I know. I'm like, is she ever coming back? Or, well, shoot, she got all comfy in her cozy non-YouTube life again. Yeah, but you'll have to come back. You don't get to
Everybody look at it this way. Christmas was bad for somebody, even for Mary, when after she had Jesus. Jesus is just newly born and some guy with a drum shows up.
Yeah. A lot of sicknesses. Yeah, I know. Krista Crafts just got done being sick, and I could tell she was sounding sick again. You know, people, you know, it's like you can hear it in their voices, and I know it is a lot of this stuff in the air. It's just, you're right, Lauren. I mean,
Thank you,
I don't remember saying it on this stream, but I have said it before. They are definitely working on us in every direction, and it's hard to wake up and take, you know. I'm really nervous about this earthquake. I'm really nervous about the Cascadian subduction zone, and I really have been just enjoying my family. And
before we all got sick, Dee, we ran into a lot of those people that you're talking about from down south in the emergency rooms and stuff. And I'm thinking, between being in a hospital and one of the emergency rooms we in the first night when they transferred him into an actual hospital,
yeah,
we got a room that was kind of like ICU but wasn't. It was a step above emergency anyway. There's probably 75 that none of them spoke English, and they're all coughing and crouping. And I'm thinking they had.
With Wyatt when you took Wyatt in.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and that's here too. When they were gonna take me on the ambulance, they were like, "You don't get to pick your hospital today," and I'm like, "What?" And they said they're all full, and so they took me to one that I don't like, and it was crazy. And but they did get me in and out of there really quick, and I think that's why, is because so much is going around right now and it's mostly hitting the children, whatever it is. They got the RSV, they got the strep A, they got the
a bunch of little kids were 10 and under. There's probably 10 or so of them or more that I've seen in that emergency room with their parents, and then, you know, then they have that what looks like mayonnaise coming out of their nose. It's so bad.
Yes. Yep.
That's lovely.
I told Vicky, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get sick. I just remember that. That's messed up. And
oh yeah, you walk in an ER, you can just expect you're gonna pick up some.
Yep.
Like, let's cut out the middleman and just start licking doorknobs.
Let's pick our illness while we're here. Who's got what?
When they took me on the ambulance, they didn't let me get socks or shoes or anything on. And so at the hospital, I'm like sitting there. Well, even in the ambulance, I was freezing to death. They threw a blanket over me in the ambulance. And then at the hospital, they let me keep it, thankfully. And then when I was leaving, a young man was going to help me up into the truck because they didn't know that I could climb up into the truck. And so he was taking me out in the wheelchair. And he said, "Wait a minute, you need a pair of socks." And when he put those socks on me, I was like, "Oh, that feels so good. Thank you. Thank you." That was the best thing anybody did.
Yeah, those are your temperature regulators. Me, when I sleep a lot of the time, I'll have one foot covered and wrapped and the other foot hanging out from under the covers.
Yeah.
That helps me adjust my
I'm
thermostat.
cold. You got to put socks on when you're cold. That's the first thing you got to do when you're cold.
Yeah,
To
but
lose the body.
he was mad. He said, "Your feet should have never even touched this floor.
Right. Yeah, no
They should
kidding.
have had socks on you." And
Well, he
I
was a caring person. That's why.
yeah, he
Well, I would
was.
pray for those, there are always those caring individuals in the hospitals, but then there's always those fucking nurse ratchets too. There's always those nurse ratchets. My daughter had one. She was a demon of a woman. She's lucky I didn't, her. She's
Yeah.
lucky. She's real lucky.
I don't know if you guys have Ollie stores around there. The new ones called Ollie's are kind of like Big Lot
No.
stores.
Nothing like that.
They have one out here. I was in there a while back. And they had like you sit down at like
Disappearing, Chuck.
Children's Leave and Children's Advil or some of them Ollies. It was 3-pack, and I couldn't pass. That was like $4 or $5 for a 3-pack package of them. So
Wow.
it's that liquid, but hell, we can take it. We just have to take more. But
Yeah.
Did you have that down here for a while? The cough medicine shelf? Nothing.
Love
Nothing.
you, Victor.
Yeah, Mary Greeley's been really warning people on the West Coast. You guys watch Mary Greeley?
No.
I've heard of it. I can't.
I know.
posted her, stuff, a lot last week with the Earthquake
Oh.
series. Ken shows, well, Ken doesn't really show her stuff, but I think she's afraid to. Sometimes you want to get permission first, but I don't think she would mind. Like, I've showed her stuff, but she's just telling people, please be prepared. I don't think she thinks enough people are taking it very seriously, what's going on out here, but it's like, I don't know what she thinks people can do, but you have people living really close to active volcanoes and excuse me, if you watch her, it's just kind of scary what she's talking about with this
In California, it's always had the landslides and the stuff like that going on too.
right.
Yeah, with all this going on too, the earthquakes and stuff, you guys need to watch out. Yellowstone, if that goes, we're all screwed.
Why? I haven't heard that. Why y'all screwed? Why is everyone screwed?
If Yellowstone pops.
Shift, thank you. She dropped her link. That's a great channel, you guys. She did post a lot about Humboldt County last week and since the big earthquake that we had here on Tuesday. And she's also been posting a lot of great stuff about just the entire, she does all those earthquake reports and stuff. She's really good. Ken Luxer and Hailey, we just all respect her, if you watch her, you would too. She's really great. And I'm going to reach out to her and see if she wants to come and talk to us. I don't think she does like guests or anything on her shows. You know how some people just do a show and they're just comfortable enough to to talk.
Right.
They didn't really want to do guests, but I mean, maybe she would want to come and talk to us.
Be a guest.
Yeah, I mean, if,
Lauren, that's something here. Everybody got sick around Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Day, everybody's kind of like, I don't feel right. The next day,
Yeah.
and then the day after, like everybody was rotten.
Well, people got to stop taking those tests too. Your family, I would just really tell them, you know, nobody should be taking any of those things, those swabs anymore, you know.
Yeah.
For sure. They're no good. They're no bueno. My uncle's been doing them too, and like, please stop. Please don't take them. But you wonder if it's something going on with the FIVETOWERSs, or I don't know. I don't know anymore. It could be. I think a lot of times for us, it's the shit in the air that they put in the the trails. And, I just feel like you know what it feels like to me, like when you've been in a car or a small room with air conditioning for a long time, and your sinuses just all feel kind of stuffy and shit, you know. And it can, maybe too much of that can just really affect you and be. I remember not feeling so great in air
Like-
conditioning constantly. I don't want to be in air conditioning constantly. You know what I mean? I live in natural air conditioning, 55 degrees all year long, y'all. That's our like average temperature, no shit out here, because it's coastal, and all those people in Redding, they live in 100 degrees. They come over here to cool off. They fry.
It's
You know?
coastal, plus you're up high. So
Well, I'm up high, but my family, when they're at work, they're in Eureka, so they're on sea level. So that's what I worry about. We don't, they're not here all the time. I'm usually the only one that's home so often. I mean, my husband's home a lot. He stays home quite a bit and works from home, but my daughter and son, and they drive all over. Well, my son drives all over Humboldt County, and my daughter's right there at sea level. And if she had to get out in a quick hurry, she'd be in a pretty big cluster fudge. It would not be easy for her. So I worry about that. But, I just pray that whatever, God just keeps us all safe. For a while, I kept praying that we were all up here and it happened at night or something, and now I'm just like, well, Lord, whatever it takes to keep us safe, you know what I mean? Like, and I know God knows what he's going to do anyway, but I think it helps align us to be prepared and to just be vigilant, you know what I mean? He'll bring to mind the things we need to stock up on, or you know what I mean? So it's a lot of stuff to worry about for everybody. Everyone's going through it. Everybody's town is corrupt, and they're doing weather crap everywhere. People are sick. People
Well,
are dying.
that's what I was gonna say. We need
Yeah.
to check and see what like the barometric pressure is always supposed to be messing with your head and everything, and see what counters that or what helps.
things they got cranked up around here this morning. I knew they had something going because I had a weird headache and I was really extra pissy.
Well, that could be. I think Tim reported that Schumann report, and those sun CMEs, those corona connections and shit. They can.
Those happening in the weather stations, and those happening in the weather stations and the collider, all that shit together. Yeah.
Right. Who knows? It ain't. We're not in a natural state. That's for sure. It's like there's so much shit around us we don't know. And
Shifty, I didn't sneeze. I think it was Black Watch. Thank you anyway, unless something else.
What?
Shift Kicker put bless you, Chuck, on there. I think she thought I sneezed.
With me coughing. Coughing. The ship kicker.
Yeah, she's out there in the chat.
She's just happy you're here doing a stream, you know, like we all are.
So Chuck, what's the deal with Yellowstone? Why would that affect everybody?
Because it's a volcano and it's huge, and if it does go with all these earthquakes, causes it where it becomes active, it's going to be bad. Do some research on it. I'm not being nasty. It's just I looked into it a couple of years ago, and it's like, yeah, that's like they're saying if it goes, it could be worse than nuclear hits.
The heck? Because I remember wasn't it Mount St. Helen?
Yeah.
The one up there in Washington?
Yeah, like Florida, locked the sun for 2 years, it could set up another ice age almost.
Did you hear about like the snowstorms? I've heard the term before, but in Australia, they were being told that, you know, through lower Canada and the United States, a cyclonic inversion. Did you ever hear that term? I didn't follow the weather, but that's what it was called worldwide. It was going on in North America. Cyclonic inversion.
Is that with all the come with this cold front coming down and all that?
Yeah, with the snow and everything. But it went very deep into the States. Well, you know that went all the way down to you.
Yep. Best weather money can buy.
Yeah, really. Well, I don't know about. I heard it before when I was young. A cyclonic inversion when all the snow came. You know, blizzards. Of course, the weather's never like it was.
And they want to say the global heating. That's like, okay, that doesn't make it get cold. You guys are morons.
Well, it blocked sun for 2 years.
Yep. That's with the stuff with Yellowstone.
Well, that's what Ding Dong's trying to do. To block the sun, it'll cool the earth off, he says. Ding Dong.
Yeah. Talking about potato.
Yes. I don't know where he went to school, but
He just needs to be out and sample different flavors of vanilla ice cream if he's done with it.
Deanna,
Yes.
you want some chocolate ice cream and peanut butter in it?
Sure do.
Good, because it's more food.
Okay, let's have it.
I only have 1 pint left. That's it.
1 pint left.
1
So
pint.
you're supposed to bring enough for the whole class. That's how it works. You're supposed to bring enough for the whole class. Black Watch.
Mm.
You have to
Yeah, like black cherry ice cream. You can't find it anymore.
No.
I used to love that Cherry Garcia. Yeah, that was my favorite. I'll make my own.
Bluebell.
Yeah, bluebell black cherry. But it used to be seasonal. Now you don't see it of any kind. Turkey Hill or whatever it's called, they'll have it.
Not any of the good stuff. They used to have it was, I guess it was like a sherbet. And it had chunks of fruit in it. Oh my gosh, I love that stuff. And, well, can't love anything here. It's off the shelf.
I used to like that pistachio one with the green with the pistachio.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. My cousin's like chocolate chip and mint chocolate chip.
And I used to just like to say Spumoni, but I didn't like to eat it as much. I just think that's a cool name, and maybe I'm gonna have a dog that I name Spumoni one day. They have to look like a Spumoni, but that's a fun name, isn't it? Spumoni, Black Watch. Spumoni. Yeah, Spumoni. That's a fun name.
She's actually saying more money, more money.
More money. Yeah, that's right. Every animal costs more money, that's for sure.
Imagine.
There was I
Yours.
remember which it was. There was an ice cream I was getting. I remember what it was. Turtle ice cream. It has the little turtle candies all in it.
Oh,
Biggie
I love
thought but she said she liked it because it tastes like Rolo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the
I love
turtle-
turtles. I love pecans. You didn't offer me any pecans, Black Watch. Only peanut butter and the chocolate. Next time, offer me pecans too and caramel, okay?
I don't like peanut butter, but this is like frozen, like big chunks of it in the ice cream. It's really pecan and dog.
Pecan pralines.
Shift kicker put in what the frontal or cyclonic inversion is. When the warm fronts meet, the warm front rises up, being heavier, the cold front sinks down and result formation of frontal inversion.
Huh.
Well, see, Deanna, I give you salt and vinegar and carrot to make you pucker up, and then I give you ice cream to cool you down.
But that's what I call tornadoes around here. Because when we get a cold front meeting a warm front, that's when the tornadoes go crazy.
Yeah, I didn't tell you guys I had crazy weather here a week or so ago. We had a crazy storm come up from like Carthage, Texas, and that's what 50 miles from us. Might be closer as a crow flies, but the tornado was constantly headed this way, the storm, and it carried its way up here, and it came through over here. We left because I had to go get Wyatt, but I ended up waking Vicky up and got my youngest up. I said, everybody get in the car. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Vicky needs a half hour, an hour to get moving. And I'm like, we need to go. This is saying it's 5 miles from here. She freaked out and got the truck anyway. She didn't even put slippers on, and she still had her pajamas on. She rode out there, and she goes, well, what's the big thing? I'm like, I said, the tornado probably now is within a mile. We got back here, and I got told that less than a mile from the house to the east of us, it crossed over the Highway 80. That you all hear the train to come through.
Like right there where you're at.
Yeah. It was within a mile to the east of us, but it was that close to here. If it would have been a mile wide tornado, we could have hit our house and where it was.
Yep. Yeah.
Go to bed. I'm falling asleep. I gotta go. I'm falling asleep. I love y'all though. It was
Good
nice
night.
to meet you. The whole gang. I
Good
love
night.
you, Chuck. Black Watch.
Bye, girl.
Bye.
Night,
See you soon, hon.
See you around.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock it down too. I just noticed it's been on almost 3 hours, and it's what 3:30.
Dang.
I think I'll put something boring on and fall asleep. I'm living off of 4 or 5 hours, something like that, of sleep in 48 hours. Yeah, I'm getting tired.
Well, I appreciate y'all staying awake with me for a little while.
I'm trying to get you back in. When you said, "Oh, kind of stage Friday," I hope you got over it.
Oh, I think I'll be all right.
You find out you missed all this now, huh?
Yes. Very much.
Good night. Love you, Chef. Thanks for showing up. Thanks, everybody.
Good night.
Oh, we'll talk probably tomorrow night.
Thank you, Shift, and everyone. Love y'all.